Hi, everybody. It is December 4th, and after a nice day teaching and seeing my babies and going through the Bible at the end of the day, I'm kind of in the 13th chapter of Acts. Paul and Barnabas are going to Antioch. They've done a little bit of preaching, and they decided to go to the temple on the Sabbath. And so around 42 to 44 just kind of stopped me in my tracks. It says, as they went out, the people begged that these things might be told them the next Sabbath. And after the meeting of the synagogue broke up, many Jews and devout converts to Judaism followed Paul and Barnabas, who, as they spoke with them, urged them to continue in the grace of God. The next Sabbath, almost the whole city gathered to hear the word of the Lord. And I was like, it's so amazing to think about people flocking to hear the word of God. And sometimes I wonder why, if it's because it's the first time it's really been heard, since Jesus anyway. Obviously, it's been heard, the Judaism strain of it. I've seen people flocking to church during important times like D-Day, during World War II, or like something horrible happens, and so we're all drawn to God and want to go to church. But I don't know if we got too complacent. People know the word, and people flock to so many things, but not to the teaching of God. And, it's like the only thing that's going to save them. And then I read the next part, and I'm like, I kind of get a little bit why people may or may not. But it says after this, then 45, I believe. But then when the Jews saw the crowd, they were filled with jealousy and began to contradict what was spoken by Paul, reviling him. And so that's one thing that keeps people away is false teaching or jealousy or complacentness. I don't know. But I just love the idea of the word is being spoken. We've got to come and hear. And that's like so exciting. Maybe that's why, like, one of the favorite things that ends up in songs all the time is, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. And I always get goosebumps. And it's like, and I've heard it in so many different songs. And I don't know if it's like, yes, that's what Jesus deserves. Well, he doesn't need it. He knows he's God. But I don't know. It's kind of like when one of your children or somebody you love, people don't see him for who they are, and it just does your heart good, or so, I don't know. But the idea of people just longing to hear the word makes my heart happy. And, in the season where again, we're decorating our houses with a season that reminds us of Jesus's birth, and, going to see lights that remind us of Jesus's birth. It's got a little inkling of that. I mean, and I know how much of it's secular. I get that. But in my heart, I'm like, God's wheedling in your little soul just a little bit, in your heart just a little bit, and maybe make a little anchor for those who don't believe so that the truth can come in. So that's what God and I were talking about tonight. I don't know where you are. We're getting close to the end of the year here. And I just urge to let God get a little inkling in, get a little hook in to see what he can do in your life. Because if you let him, nothing's impossible.